Ideal Society maintaining a 2-length advantage. No Nukes is second. Ideal Society, No Nukes inching up. Ideal Society in front.
During his racing career, Ideal Society met and defeated many of the top pacers of his generation. Now in the stallion ranks at Nettle Creek Standardbred Farm in Morris, Illinois, Ideal Society offers breeders a sire from the influential Meadow Skipper line, backed by a successful racing career. Ideal Society was the first foal of the best of all mare Mildred Hanover. A multiple stakes winner and early season's leader, Mildred Hanover took a time trial mark of 1:59.4 as a 3-year-old. Ideal Society is by Meadow Skipper's potent son, Albatross. The blood of Albatross runs through the veins of some of the fastest pacers in harness racing history. NIATROSS, who became the fastest standardbred of all time with his historic time trial in 1:49.1. COLT 46, the fastest racing standardbred of all time with his 1:50.3 clocking. Fan Hanover, the fastest female of all time with her 1:50.4 time trial. And such sub-155 performers as SONSAM, the 1979 Meadowlands Pace winner and track record 1:53.2, who is passing along his brilliant speed to his sons and daughters. Like SONSAM, Ideal Society raced for Barry Epstein, the master of Avondale Farm in Lexington, Kentucky. Ideal Society was one of the best 2-year-olds of an outstanding freshman crop of 1981 and defeated such multi-million-dollar syndicated stallions as Icarus Lobel, No Nukes, Timogen, Merger, and Elitist. After winning a baby race at Scioto Downs, Ideal Society won his first pari-mutuel start at the Red Mile by 7 lengths in 2:01.1. Then Ideal Society exploded like fireworks in his stakes debut on July 4th. Against other Pennsylvania-sired colts at the Meadows, Ideal Society came from 3rd at the head of the stretch to win by a neck.
Less than an 1/8 of a mile to pace. Madden Lobel at the rail. Ideal Society is flying on the outside. Madden Lobel, Ideal Society with a rush. It's Ideal Society!
The final quarter was timed officially in 28.3, but Ideal Society paced his final quarter much faster than that to set a stakes record 1:59.3. Ideal Society was on a roll that would continue through the summer of '81. His next start came less than 2 weeks later in a conditioned pace for 2-year-olds at the Meadowlands. Against a field that included Elitist and Icarus Lobel, Ideal Society once again accelerated in the stretch.
It's Elitist in front 3/4 of a length. On the outside, Icarus Lobel toward the rail, Ideal Society charging up. Ideal Society moves through on the inside, quickly takes command. Ideal Society in front.
The final quarter was timed officially in 27.4, but Ideal Society, who was 3rd past the 3/4 pole, was much faster than that to win by 2 lengths in 1:57 flat. That tune-up prepared Ideal Society for one of the most impressive victories of his career. In a $50,000 elimination for the $1,760,000 Woodrow Wilson pace, Ideal Society proved to be superior against such top pacers as No Nukes and Solid Fuel.
Then it's Ideal Society 4th. No Nukes follows in 5th. The Iceman is next. Then it's Duncan Road, Walt Hanover, and away last was Cougar Alma Hurston looking to move up. To the quarter goes Solid Fuel on the front end by 2.5, 3 lengths and 29.2. Turn down the back stretch, and second is Most Happy Marco. Laura's Champ stays 3rd. There goes No Nukes off the wooden 5th and speeding up on the outside, going to go right up to join the leaders. No Nukes guns up on the outside and gets the top, and going right after him is Ideal Society. With the rail in 3rd is Solid Fuel. 3 back then it's Most Happy Marco in 4th. Cougar Alma Almahurst up behind the Iceman. Again, it's Laura's Champ, then it's Duncan Road and Walt Hanover. 59-2, that's the half. Onto the far turn. Ideal Society is there by 2.5. No Nuke stays second on the rail. Then it's Solid Fuel in third, and ranging up now, Most Happy Marco looks to go up from fourth. The Iceman comes up quickly into fifth. 6 on the rail is Duncan Road. There goes No Nukes out again. Move on the turn to the 3/4. Ideal Society moving easily, maintains a 2-length advantage. 3/4 in 1:28.3. Straighten away for that final quarter. It's Ideal Society turning home with a 2.5-length advantage. No Nukes to the outside, begins to close in on the leader. In third, that's Solid Fuel. Ideal Society maintaining a 2-length advantage. No Nukes is second. Ideal Society, No Nukes inching up. Ideal Society in front.
With George Sholty driving, Ideal Society was guided through the final half in 56-3 and the last quarter in 27-2. The time of 1:56 flat established Ideal Society as one of the favorites for the Rich Final. But racing luck would intervene, and Ideal Society would finish 5th, the only time during his 11-race freshman campaign that Ideal Society was off the board.
I think I'd have won it. I really do. That's not taking anything away from Houghton's horse. He had Mackenzie Almahurst there, and he won it, but I think I'd have won. And that night, No Nukes made a break, and he moved somebody on the... I was just starting 3 deep and ready to make my move off of the head of the stretch, and No Nukes, and I'm sure it was him, made a little bobble in there and run out into somebody, and they run out and hooked my wheel, and I made a little break, and he recovered, and I think he'd have been third, and then Timogen made a break in a stretch, and he run out, and I had to quit driving him there. So those were, you know, he was very competitive against the best horses, yeah.
The disappointment of Ideal Society's 5th place finish after an extremely tough trip in the Woodrow Wilson pace was eased later that month when he won the opening heat of the Little Pad at Springfield in 1:55-3, with a last half in 56-1 and a final quarter in 27-2 to establish his 2-year-old mark. After that speedy performance, Ideal Society was scratched from the 2nd heat. But he displayed his ability to pace 2 fast heats in a single day when he contested the Fox Stake 8 days later. In the 1st heat, Ideal Society was second to Timogen in stakes record 1:54-4 after being parked the entire mile. Then Ideal Society came back in the 2nd heat, which went in 1:54-2 to finish 3rd behind Icarus Lobel and Merger after going 3 wide to the half in 55 flat. It marked the first time 2-year-old pacers ever had gone consecutive heats in better than 1:55, and Ideal Society became the first 2-year-old to pace back-to-back sub-1:55 heats and not win. Ideal Society wrapped up his impressive 2-year-old season with a 2nd-place finish to Mr. Dowray in a division of the Gears Stake at Hazel Park. In 11 starts, Ideal Society won 6 times and finished in the money on 10 occasions to earn over $180,000. He banked almost $57,000 during his 3-year-old campaign that was highlighted by a victory over Mr. Dowray and Shannon Fella in 1:55-3 in a division of the Matron Stake at Wolverine.
Out of the far turn and into the stretch, Shannon fell on top with a 2-length lead, moving up once again. Ideal Society 2nd, Royal Rally is now 3rd. Moving through the stretch, Shannon fell along the rail. Ideal Society on the outside, challenging for the lead. Here they come, Ideal Society on the outside. Shannon fell along the rail, the 2 of them heads apart for the lead, moving up with a rush down the outside. That's Mr. Dowray. Through the stretch, Ideal Society with Mr. Dowray.
Also during his 3-year-old season, Ideal Society finished 2nd in the Jug Preview, was 3rd in a heat of the Little Brown Jug, was 3rd race timed in 1:52-4 in a heat of the Tattersall's pace, and was 2nd in the Tattersall's pace final. Ideal Society retired from racing with earnings over $237,000 and a lifetime mark of 1:55-3. Hall of Fame trainer George Sholty, who has sat behind many great harness horses during his over 30 years in the sport, recommends Ideal Society as a stallion prospect.
Being by Albatross and He's out of a best of all mare, and the best of all mares are starting to come along as brood mares, and he could be a good sire any place, whether it's in Illinois or whether it's in Kentucky or New Jersey or New York or any place. You know, a speed horse that gets good mares bred to him, they'll produce.
Ideal Society's first foals are yearlings of 1985. Ideal Society, now standing at the 630-acre Nettle Creek Standardbred Farm in Morris, Illinois.